40% of all the loans of regional banks are for these types of loans. And that could pose a serious problem.
Uh-oh. That's not what I
That is
want.
Perry Johnson's 2 cents on the economy today. For your 2 cents, go to perryjohnson2cents.com and enjoy life.
Arnold here from Cowee to Force. Cowee to Force is Newman's own addiction
We'll
recovery
get it here.
support center. We exist to provide recovery support services.
Uh-oh, what just happened?
Follow us on Facebook.
I'm Rick Smith, and this is Labor History in 2. This day
Okay.
in history, the year was 1875. That was the day anti-black violence erupted into a 2-day massacre in Clinton, Mississippi. As many as 2,500
All right, come on.
Republicans and their families met
Yeah, we're trying to start a poll.
plantation destroyed during the Civil War. The day was one of festive local Democrats.
Hey, what's up, Easy Money? What's up, brother?
Candidate did address the crowd. The editor of a local Republican newspaper and Union officer, Captain H.T. Fisher, followed him. Soon a group of white Democrats began to heckle Fisher as he spoke. Republican politicians attempted to quell the growing tensions. Almost immediately, however, the heckling whites opened fire on the crowd. Women and children fled in all directions as black Republican forces rushed to defend themselves and their families. By the end of the day, 3 whites and 5 blacks were killed. Clinton's mayor fed off rumors of black retaliation. He called upon white paramilitary forces, the White Liners, from surrounding areas for assistance. Several hundred answered the call and filled the town's streets. Historian Melissa Jancewski-Jones notes that though heavily armed, the White Liners accompanied white locals as they rampaged door to door looking for black Republicans to murder. After 2 days, as many as 50 black Clintonians were killed by white Democrats looking to end Reconstruction and regain political control of Mississippi. A Senate committee would later conclude, quote, the riots at Clinton were part of a special purpose on the part of the Democrats.
All right, there you go, Thomas. How you doing this morning, brother? And I'm glad you're doing well. Easy.
But throughout the state. Like what you hear? Check out more at Labor History.
It's scorching hot out there.
Andrew Polanis, Jasper's watching. Good morning, Jasper.
Stay hydrated.
How you doing, Jasper? Disaster.
With their amazing antioxidant alkaline water.
Good morning, Jasper, the disaster.
Quick and
I'm
easy
picking.
drive-through pickup.
I'm picking.
And check out their selection of health-boosting options. Stay cool, stay refreshed, stay healthy with Water Tree.
Are you looking for a reliable dental practice that not only cares about your teeth, but is friendly to work with? How about
All right, let's see here.
deals and new patient promotions? Well, your search is over. Most Valuable Smiles in downtown Eatonton, Georgia
All right.
is committed to giving you the biggest and
Good, Thomas, to hear, my brother.
Get a $99 new patient special, including x-rays and exams. Maybe you're looking for veneers. Most Valuable Smiles veneer special includes...
Good morning, Pop Pop. Hey, good morning.
Or get that bright white smile you've always wanted by taking advantage of an exclusive $100 off superworking treatment when you book today.
Good day to everyone. Hey, Randall, what's up, brother? Martin, welcome in. Yeah, everybody wants to see that new Beetlejuice movie we're going to talk about this morning. Everybody I know so far that's been in the feed that's got to see it has said they liked it.
A dog trainer with positive reinforcement to help you bond with your new furry friend, or to have customized training in your own home, or wonderful group classes. Check out Hits and Pals on their Facebook page. Rosemary has extensive certification in dog psychology, is an AKC certified evaluator, and Victoria Stillwell certified training team. Check out Hits and Pals Facebook for more information. Rosemary
Well, the original will always, everything original will always be better, but it took them too long to do a part 2, but still, a lot of people like it. I've got to see. I got to hear what my movie reviewer says. Part 2, I want to watch it on Beetlejuice. Well, we got these cartoon. There was a cartoon Beetlejuice back in the day. That was a spinoff from the movie. There was a cartoon Back to the Future that was spinoff from that movie. I try to remember all the spinoffs that were from movies, and I just couldn't get that many. Goosebumps is in there because it was a movie and a show and all that kind of stuff. Oh. All right, we're getting ready to go on.
Are not the views and opinions of this station. It's
Here we go.
You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
I tell you what's up? Good morning, everyone. I'm going to call your names out in just a few moments. It is a TGIT Twisted Tuesday morning. We got movie reviews coming up about Beetlejuice at the end of the last hour. We're going to do picks to hit in the NFL with Richard Holdridge. But first, get it right, Ryan. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only Neal, and dadgum, I am the game. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. 78,000 plus of you worldwide on that Shoutcast, shout it out loud, across that RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia, Isles of Canada, and finally, ladies and germs, we're across 99.1 FM, WQEE, Real Radio, inspirational talk, real news, and sports. We got it going on for you. We're all here, and we're going to say good morning to the crew in just a few moments, and that's the crew inside the YouTube crew. All my inmates are in lockdown this morning, and we got a lot in store for you. So let's get ready to kick it off at 15 minutes past the hour. Internet better not mess up today. YouTube's messing with me. Well, they need to shut everybody else down. I don't know what's going on. All right, we'll go ahead and say hello to you guys. We got the folks in the feed. We're going to talk about it in the YouTube feed. Like, subscribe, and share. Coming up this morning, we're going to talk about Beetlejuice taking the number one spot with Shane B. We'll see Deadpool and Wolverine coming in number 2. Also, we'll get into picks to hit and talk NFL action and college football with our sports analyst, Richard Holdridge, in period number 2 this morning. And we'll get you more details about the crazy shooter and his crazy father out of North Georgia. More details to come out about that and other headline news this morning on this Twisted Tuesday. But as always, we like to kick the show off with a big howdy hello to all the folks in the feeds across all of our streams. Go Raiders, says Thomas. I think we picked them last week and they lost, but we're going to do picks to hit this week. And I got to make sure who won in the 49ers and the Jets last night. Put it in the feed if you remember. All right, drop it here. We got say hello to Sweet Leaf over here on the Navajo Nation. Sue, Bob, Tim, and Rodney K over there. Alice, Michael, Jay now. I don't know who Jay is, but Jay's in there. David and Helen in Canada. We're finally going to say hello going out to Kiko in Japan, Konnichiwa, Robert in Australia down under, and Diana in South Wales. Thomas is on with us this morning, big Raiders fan. They're on the YouTube. These are different feeds that everybody's on. Share Bear's on with us this morning on the YouTube. Martin, my elder statesman from Washington State, is on with us this morning. He says, good morning to the Navajo Nation. Sweet Leaf says, good morning, elder statesman. That's what Ryan calls you. We're going to call you that. There you go. Randall in Alabama, my Row Tide Randalls, I like to call him. He's a Row Tide fan, so we call him Row Tide Randall. He's there this morning. Pete from Noonan, the Noonan dance. Pete says good morning to myself as well as the Navajo Nation and everyone else. Easy is in the house. To the homeboys in prison, keep your head up till we meet again. There you go. Easy money. Easy money. Thomas is on with us. I think I said hello. Captain Hard Buns in Arizona is on with us. Andrew Pilatus, my lovely bride. And hello to Jasper, who wants to see Beetlejuice. He's got to see the first one first so he knows the background to it. I just want to make sure everybody has been said hello to and all of that good stuff. All right. And to the 78,000 plus of you on the Shoutcast, I'm just going to say hello to Jane, John, Rob, Bob, Cindy, Tom, Sandy, Heather, Becca. I'm just going to throw names out there because I can't read all these names on here. I'm just going to throw names out there. So they feel like they're, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. So they feel like they're a part of it. And it's worldwide. So we got to say hello to Mr. Miyagi, or whatever. So there you go. And look, I'm not reading it off of the Shoutcast guys because there's just too much on there. I'm just making names up. There's some of those names got to be on there. Captain Hot Bun says, how you doing, man? Doing fantastic. I hope you're doing well, too, in the YouTube. It is a Twisted Tuesday, and you know what that means. Coming up in the final period, our good friend, the one, the only Shane B, joins us for movie reviews. Beetlejuice took the number 1 spot. Deadpool's back at number 2. Deadpool and Wolverine, are making the money. Ryan Reynolds, that man is the man. That's all I got to say. Also, the death of the voice of Darth Vader passed away yesterday. James Earl Jones passed away. We'll probably talk about that this morning as well in the final period, so get ready for that. We're going to talk a little bit more about this tomorrow morning. We already told you yesterday what I feel about the debate. I want to hear real issues. I don't want to hear, I don't like you the way you look or who you are or this, that, and the other. I don't care about all that. And majority of independent voters around the country, if they're going to act like kids fighting in a playroom, they're going to be like, hey, I don't even want either one of them. So let's hope they get into the issues and the real issues of school shootings and people taking these things serious finally now. We'll get into all that this morning. Also, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is my 9/11 show. We'll review tonight's debate, but we're also going to do a big dedication. And I want you guys to tell me where you were tomorrow morning, not this morning, tomorrow morning, where you were when the Twin Towers were hit on September 11th, 2011. September 11th. It was not 2011. September 11th is what I'm thinking about. September 11th, 9/11. Sorry about that, guys. It just hits hard because I remember where I was. I was in the radio business, getting ready to go to work that evening, not even knowing what was going to happen, seeing it on TV, going to Walmart to get something that day for lunch for that evening, and wow. We'll get into that tomorrow, 9/11, my special September 11th show. We'll talk more about that. Hot Buns Morning, says Pete. Honk, honk. Back to the Future TV show with Michael J. Fox staying in the main role. That's what we want, yes. But there was a cartoon back in the day. Which of these successful movie spinoff TV shows do you like the best? Beetlejuice had a cartoon, 20% of the votes. Go back and check it out. It's on Tubi right now. Back to the Future had a cartoon, 2 seasons there, where they followed Doc Brown's sons. They had like a character being Michael J. Fox in the first couple of episodes, but they followed his sons through time, 60% of the votes. Goosebumps, movies, television shows, back to movies, and all that good stuff, 0% of the votes. And 20% of other. Now, these are successful movies that spun off into television shows. And there was only very few of them, so that's why we put those there. And Beetlejuice came up because of the movie. So there you go. All right. There you go. A little bit slow for you this morning, Share Bear, but that's all right. We're at 23 minutes past the hour. And it sounds like somebody's frying eggs in the background. Are you guys frying eggs in the background there? Somebody cooking breakfast. I smell breakfast. Eggs and bacon, sausage. Somebody's got up early doing some barbecue. I smell somewhere. Is that you, Patriot? I got a good nose for food. Pete's at home. Pete's at work, so he's not cooking. But if he wasn't on the feed and he was at home, I'd be smelling every way. You'd be smelling Pete's food, smelling good all the way from noon and all the way down to Alabama. Strong gusty winds today by 1 p.m. It is 60 degrees right now in noon and 61 in Atlanta, 62 in Auburn, Opelika, and 60 in Lineville, who's also on our affiliate WZEV 90.5 FM, listening to the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Mike and the crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. Oh, yeah, the Karate Kid had a cartoon spinoff, too. There you go. I forgot about that one. Thank you, Hong Kong. I tried to research some of them yesterday. I knew it. I knew there was another one that I wanted to put in there. Final vote other that I understand, that now that I understand the Karate Kid was a good cartoon spinoff. There you go. There you go. And there were some cartoon spinoffs and some show spinoffs, and like that Goosebumps was a book, so it became a movie and then became a series, and now it's a movie again. So that's why that one's in there many, many, many moons ago for the original Goosebumps. Not just the one that came out back in 2007, was it 2008 with Jack Black? Something like that. Car 54, yep. Well, those are all spinoff. I'm talking about movie spinoffs that originally were successful movies, but did not really make that much of a successful cartoon. I could put Mr. T in there too, since he spun off from the A-Team. But it was a whole different Mr. T. But yeah, Mr. T spun off from the A-Team. The Dukes of Hazzard. I can't believe I didn't do that one. They had one, but that was a TV show. Those were TV shows. We're talking about movie spinoffs. So there you go. I need help with my football pool. Buffalo or Miami? Miami. That's what I say. I'll ask our fantastic human being known as Richard Holdridge coming up in the next period. All right, let's go ahead and do a couple little news stories for you. Here's some of the headlines you can read for yourself. School closed on the third day of a manhunt for an alleged Kentucky highway shooter, ladies and gentlemen. California calls up the National Guard, orders evacuations as the line fire expands. Norfolk Southern launches an investigation into CEO Alan Shaw, ladies and gentlemen. Allegations of potential conduct that could be not connected to improper connection to with a workplace relationship. Oh, rich men having relationships with their secretary. Oh, that's just on Dallas, man. J.R. Ewing is the only bad guy ever. Doesn't happen in real life. If they like who I like, they're good. Anyway, they're investigating into him. Israel airstrikes, ladies and gentlemen. An Iran-backed group was messing around on the west central area of the Gaza group. And, of course, at least 14 were killed and 43 other injured. Many of these included regular citizens. Good morning, ABC. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Or it's good evening to you there where you're at. The Patriots on with us. I told you I smelled somebody barbecuing out there. He just joined us. Agent 36, good morning to you as well. Yes, them poor citizens, brother. We'll keep praying for them. We were talking about I was smelling breakfast and everything, somebody cooking bacon and eggs and everything. I said, somebody's barbecuing. I said, it's got to be the Patriot. Thomas wants to know my pick between LA Chargers and Carolina. Is that the Panthers? Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to say the Chargers. In other headline news this morning, Israel warplanes attacked Hamas militants operation in a command complex within a humanitarian area of southern Gaza. The Israel Defense Force said this early on Tuesday. Palestinian officials said the state's airstrikes killed and injured dozens. The IDF said that the attack targeted militants within the humanitarian area of Khan, where the Iran proxy militant group advanced and carried out their terror attacks against IDF troops and the state of Israel. Those are just some of the headlines you have this morning as we head into our second half of the first period and just moments away. We got a few things. Also, I just want to go ahead and drop this one in. Nolans or Dallas? New Orleans. Are you talking about the Saints? Dallas Cowboys always. Always the Dallas Cowboys. I'm nothing against the Saints, but I am a Falcons fan, so there you go. Thank you, Thomas, for asking those. I've got to read this coming up from Randy. It's the daily devotion. I'm going to do that as we head into the break. But first, here in Noonan, a Noonan man's behind bars because he was going for a job and a fast cash at a local Subway on Temple Avenue. Just right up the road down near where the Papa John's is, if you don't know where that's at. I forgot we had a Subway down there. I'm going to have to ride down a little further to get I've been wanting Subway for a while. Anyway, he's behind bars today because he tried on Sunday to rob the place. He went in, he filled out an application, and then he robbed the place. What? He's like, I need a check right today. Well, we can hire you today, but you won't get your first paycheck won't be for 2 weeks. No. I'm going to get the check. I'm going to get the pay today. All right, just give me the money out of the cash register. Got to go buy some things. Don't know what he did that for. Tampa Bay or Detroit? Detroit, the Lions all the time, brother. The Bucks, I like them, but it's the Lions all the time. They're looking good this season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the shooter and his father up in North Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. That's coming up in just a few moments. Guys, look out. Subway. Oh, yeah, they don't have a $5 footlong anymore. ABC said he is voting for Beetlejuice because I seriously won't. I watched the cartoon almost every year. You did. There you go. I've got to put a couple other ones in there. But hey, the ones that's in there, vote for it. We'll go over that in just a moment. First, I want to do this for my good friend Randy this morning. He's putting in this morning devotion brought to you by Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue here in the metro Atlanta area, Noonan. Every Sunday morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 10:30 services. And the 9 a.m. and 10:30 service are outside. Also, 10:30 service can be inside. 6:30 p.m. for the hip cool kids. Pastor Jimmy Ellison and crew invite you out to transform life for Jesus' sake. Randy says this morning, praise be to God and the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who has blessed us with the heavenly realms with every spiritual blessing in Christ. Amen and amen, brother. That's going to be our daily devotion. Back in a moment. Indianapolis, Green Bay, that's a hard one to pick right there. Both of them are not looking too good so far on the season. I guess we're going to go Green Bay on that. Back in a moment, we got our Pick Six coming up with our good friend, Richard Holdridge in period number 2. The second half, we got some more news in store for you. Don't you dare move away. It's 32 minutes past the hour. Wow.
Mainly sunny, high near 85. East winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low near 63, light and variable winds. Cloudy on your Wednesday, slight chance of showers or rain showers are possible. East winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Hitting that high of 79. Cloudy with occasional showers.
Publix has a better sandwich than Subway. I'm boycotting Subway for their policy regarding carrying firearms. Well, they probably don't want people. Just because you are not a danger, because Randall's not a danger. They probably worried about the other idiots, not you, Randall. They probably say, oh, that's Randall. Yeah, you can come in with yours. It's cool. If I knew somebody and knew him, I'd be like, hey, let him come in. He's cool. Their food is way too much for too little. But I didn't know that they did that policy, though, for real, Randall. Cleveland or Jacksonville? Woo. Jacksonville, Cleveland's not doing good at all. Thomas. See, could have saved them from robbery had they had a better firearm carrier. Yeah, I know. If somebody like Randall had been in the store when this guy went in to rob him, then the guy probably would have never robbed him, right? I think that's what Randall's pointing out. Yeah, they probably knew you, Randall. Like, I know him. He's cool. Is somebody coming in with a crazy eyes? You'd be like, dude, calm down. I mean, I know you want them footlongs with the meatball sauce on it, but calm down. That's the one they're worried about. San Francisco or Minnesota? Ooh, 49ers all the way.
Charities and events for the fastest local internet. Call 770-683-1931 and get up to 100 megs of speed for $29.99 a month. Lock in this price, save for the whole year. It's a great value that locals love.
You're walking, shopping, or on your favorite trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you.
I'll check it out. I've never seen that before.
Be prepared.
San Francisco, I think Bolly's jumped in.
I'm the founder of Warrior
You only see one.
as a certified tactical self-
Seattle or New England? New England. Seattle surprised us with a big win the other day. I don't know. They might do well, but I'm going to say New England. They surprised everybody. They didn't surprise myself or Richard because we both picked them. But New Zealand don't have a football team. Well, they might have a soccer team, but we're talking about American football. I'm getting some, they're asking me for some picks to hit.
Hi, I'm Dr. Luce Wing, and I'm a counselor that works here in Metro Atlanta.
Love some soccer, though. I respect it.
Services as a counselor, contact me if you need my services at my website, www.flourish2live.org, or you can reach me at my number, 470.
Let's see. I don't know today's game. Don't find out.
If you need services, reach out. We can do in-person and online services.
I did enjoy my lunch yesterday. Thank you very much, Pete. I appreciate it. I told HD Reese I appreciated it. I didn't know why. Out of the blue, she was just nice enough to get me lunch, and I was like, But I appreciate it. I really did. He might be doing that. Thomas might be doing New York Jets or Tennessee. I say the Jets. The Titans are not doing too well.
You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newton, Georgia.
Oh, I'm saved by the bell. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking care of family. Thank you, Pete. I appreciate it. Love, brother man. I appreciate it, brother man. Want to thank HT Reese for lunch yesterday. That was pretty cool. She got off the air like we talked and she's like, "You want lunch? You hungry?" I'm like, "I'm always hungry." But I tell you what, football pool is at work is trying to. Oh, okay. He's doing one of the pools at work there. Thomas is doing. Yeah. Well, some of those one I gave you will probably come out on top for sure. Welcome back into the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown. Come on out. Which of these successful movies, spin-off TV shows you like the best? Beetlejuice, 35% of the votes, and that was voted by ABC in Russia. Back to the Future, 41% of the votes. Goosebumps, they had a movie, or it was a book, had a movie, then a series, and back to a movie. 0% of the votes, and 24% going to other. Karate Kid's one of the ones that was brought up this morning. There was a Karate Kid cartoon as well. So there you go. So that's, you like the question mark, don't you, brother? Haha. Martin. What? Anyway, there's, we'll help you out. We'll talk more about what's coming up today on some of what we're going to give you. Richard and I are going to give you some of our picks to hit in period number 2. So get ready for that. 20 minutes away from the top of the hour, 60 degrees in Noonan and 61 in Atlanta. Your type of temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Cher Bear says she's into the Karate Kid. We're going to be talking about Beetlejuice, the second installment that was years in the making. Coming up in the final period. We'll see what our professional movie reviewer has to say. But majority of the people, Terry C., a few people in a pinch, they've told me that they've enjoyed that movie, ladies and gentlemen. And they said it wasn't, how do I say this nice? It wasn't woke. Okay. New York Giants or Washington? Yes, Giants, like Cher Bear says, Thomas. Giants, go with them. Ooh, wee. If you win something, remember, I want you to give me a little something. I'm confused, Ryan. I just teasing Martin I confused Ryan. I was just teasing Martin for his overuse of the question mark. Oh, okay. We got to remember he's our elder statesman. He might come and whoop us. Rainwater, good morning to you. What a cool name. We appreciate you joining us. There you go. So that's some of the things that's going on. We appreciate everybody being with us this morning. And Martin's like, laugh out loud. When Martin says LLL Patriot, I'd probably be like, you're right, buddy. It's fine. He'd be like, oh, really? I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you back. Oh, Lord. Cooler today up near the Canadian border. I'm sure it is. There you go. Thomas has got a pool going on. He's asking, LA Rams or Arizona? Let's say Rams. We're going to pull some of this a little later on this morning as well. We're going to talk about it. I hope you do win a lot, buddy, in your football pool at work there. I really do. Like, subscribe, and share to the page. Sweet Leaf's like, look, I always say the Chiefs no matter what. Even though we know what, Sweet Leaf. He said, being named after I was like, I hear you. So he says, I like the Chiefs too. But Arizona, I was an Arizona Cardinals fan, but there you go. My Navajo Nation. Love. All right, let's see here. There's a body cam footage, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting a little serious now from Pittsburgh or Denver. Denver, of course. I'm going to say Denver. No. Steelers. I'm sorry, Steelers. Sorry, Steelers. Pittsburgh to Steelers. Sorry. I don't know why I said Denver. Steelers. Woo! Almost lost that one. Let's get a little serious about the stuff. I hear, and this is coming from a reliable source, that they're actually starting to take this Poopy Pie. Good morning to you. Welcome into the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. I got to get a little sound effect in the background every time somebody comes on, and keeps them on for a while. All right, let's get into it. They're getting serious about threats and school shootings. I know there's some school shooting hoaxes. Well, it's not hoax. These kids need to be punished. Okay? People need to be punished. Pete says, go Chiefs. People need to be punished for what they're doing. We cannot sit here and let people get away. Kansas City, always, Thomas, Kansas City. soundboard would be sick. The soundboard would be sick. Yeah, if I kept doing that, Fluke, if I. But it's important to make our teachers, our students, and everybody feel safe. And I don't care if somebody's well-known in your community's kid going to school and starting acting a fool and think it's a cute little thing. Absolutely. And the parents, maybe it'll make people take gun safety more of a priority. Indeed. And you know what? I got body footage that I showed on the WQEE Facebook page, the full 18 minutes from May of 2023 of when the Gray crime family was being investigated by local authorities. I'm calling them crime family because they killed. Chicago, always, brother, Chicago. The Bears are looking better this year. Share Bear says Houston. Uh-oh. We'll get into picks that hit a little later on. I know Thomas is writing them down right now so that he can get ready to get to his pool. But or his work football pool. But I'm going to tell you, this video had the police show up at the door, and I got to give you a little background. The family's divorced. The mother and father are divorced. They went their separate ways. I don't know if it has anything to do with drugs or anything, so I'm not going to bring that into it. So much BS that's out there telling you it is and it isn't. Okay. I'm just going to say they're divorced. Don't know what happened with them. That's not the thing. The video, 18 minutes I put on the Facebook page, and other people started sharing this footage on their other pages for people to see. Wasn't a bullying situation because two of the kids that were killed, I would consider were probably the smart kids. And anyway, here's the thing. They had moved from one side of town to another or whatever. I don't know how it was. This 14-year-old, and I'm not going to bring his name up. I know it's been in public. I know it's this, that, and the other. Philadelphia is going to beat Atlanta, period, Thomas. I'm an Atlanta fan, but Philadelphia is going to wipe the floor with them. And I want Atlanta to win, but Philadelphia is going to wipe the floor with them. The state attorney and public defender in this same office need say more. There you go. And the prosecutors nowadays don't give a serious sentence for stuff anymore. They rather make money off of probate. Oh yeah, money if you're on probation. Yep, I'm right about that one. I want Atlanta to win, but Philadelphia's going to wipe the floor with them Monday night. But here's the thing. The video's out. They went and investigated and spoke to this guy in May of 2023. This kid went from one school to another school. He had been having problems at the school. You're very welcome, Thomas. He had been having problems at the school. The video that I have on the feed, you can see a complete rundown of that. The father was calm. He was like, oh, yeah, we don't put up with that. And I had to go to the school and some picking on and this, that, and the other. And up there at the school, they know us. He was just as whatever. Now, he's drinking something in his hand. I'm not going to say it's a Red Bull. I'm not going to say it's a beer. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell. I'm not going to speculate on what the man was drinking because you had so many people in the video trying to speculate on what he was drinking. That ain't got anything to do with it. What I want to know is he did not take this serious about his son. Captain Hubman says, what's the difference between a prostitute and a drug dealer? A prostitute can wash her crack and sell it again. Captain Hot Bun's the joke of the day. All right, but anyway, back to what I was saying. This is serious. I sit here and saw this. I sit here and watched the video all the way through, guys. And he talks to the police at first, and they're like, hey, well, we got a report off of Discord. We got this. And one of the police officers was like, look, my supervisor told me that I could wait till Monday to check this out. And he's like, no. I'm not waiting till Monday to check this out. And that's what the police officer said. So they went to talk to him. The father gave a little background before he brought the son out. The son's out talking like this. And yeah, I didn't see anything on her. They're like, did you see anything on her? They were trying to get him to tell. And he wouldn't tell. Well, the day of the shooting on Wednesday of last week, he texts his mom, he's sorry. His grandmother and them call the school saying that there might be something wrong with the son because he's not living with them. The grandfather, who is the ex-father-in-law, said that the gray guy, the father, that the father of the 14-year-old, I got both of them's name here. I forget which one's which. I don't really want to say the kid's name because that's not how professionals are supposed to, but it's already out there. Colt and Colin is what it is. So I don't know which is which. I'm not going to, but anyway, the grandfather saying the father was abusive. He said his grandson needs to be punished to the extent of whatever punishment he needs to be. But that the father was a big cause of it. And buying him a military style rifle for Christmas was just wrong. There's even people out there saying how even people that are voting Republican now saying, hey, this is just, he didn't need that AR style weapon. And I agree 100% that a child didn't need that. A child don't need that. All right, Cole is the kid. All right. Thank you for reminding me there, Pete. Colin Gray is the man. You can see in the video, check it out on the YouTube page when you get off of the show today. It's on the Facebook page. It should be, and I'm probably share it on the YouTube page too. Check the video out. It's the whole footage, full footage, police footage from a police cam where two police officers went out May of 2023 at a different location than what they were living at. They had to track them down. One of the supervising officer that you can actually see in the video, and the other guy was not. The other guy was sitting there talking to him as they were waiting for this guy to go in and get his kid and everything. One night somebody come knocking at my door, and the wife was like, somebody's at the door. And he said, and everything, and they were talking about how he was talking about how the police officer was talking about how I had to answer the door with my gun. They were having like a little conversation in there, just a regular buddy conversation. But they were serious with his kid. And I guess the one guy was the one supervisor guy that said that his supervisor told him wait Monday. He's like, no, man, this is serious. So they really didn't seem like they were messed up. The boy seemed like he was kind of me. But the father, and of course, that's more like I'm getting caught, I'm in trouble type of thing. And then the 4 people that were killed, 2 of them, the kids, I'm going to tell you, you can't say that they were picking on this guy. It would have been the other way around. So there you go. Says a lot about the school, actually. A lot about supposedly the parents were, maybe the mother and the grandmother said that they did that. I don't know. But I know the grandfather said that Colin, the father, needs to be prosecuted because he was abusive. He said his grandson needs to be punished too. So I give grandpa credit where credit's due. Now I know there's a lot of speculation on whether the mother was on drugs and everything, but he had 2 other kids that I think is with the mother. I don't know how the situation's going. I don't know their personal things like that, but I just know that this video shows a man that didn't seem to care that the police were out there. He's like, yeah, man, I got family in law enforcement. Police don't care to hear that. Yeah, I understand. We'll do anything you say because I've got family in law enforcement. I was like, yeah, whatever. If you had family in law enforcement, you know not to do this. Oh, wow. We're going to take a break, guys. I got that full footage, and I might play a little bit of it this morning. We are law enforcement, actually. We're all law enforcement, actually. If you tell kids no today, you're abusive. You know, that's right, Martin. But the thing about it is this guy was controlling. You could tell he's controlling over his son. It was all right. He was trying to blame the school. It was two different schools. This kid's been kicked out of two different schools now. He was at another school that he acted up in 2023, when the stuff that was on Discord from this 14-year-old, he was at another school and he was released from that school and had to go to a different school. Abuse don't make you kill others. That's a personal choice. It is. It is. So, and I could tell this guy was one of those guys that thinks the government was out to get him. Okay. And, you know, he's defending his son and everything. We do need Christian morals put back into school, but we also need to teach them at home. We don't need to be mad when we get divorces. We don't need to just give our kids weapons that adults take classes to use. You know, and everybody's saying the same thing. You should have never got that for Christmas. So we're going to take a break. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We'll close out this period. We'll continue into period number 2. Go check the video out once I'm done on our Facebook page, and I'm going to share it on the YouTube page, a full. And you can see from police footage in May of 2023 from another school that he had to transfer to a different school, and all this was on Discord. Wow. Back in a moment. A bullet is a bullet. Yep. But still, the kid shouldn't have had that AR style rifle. He's 14. There's 16-year-old kids that don't have those. Cher said that yesterday. He shouldn't have had that. A lot of people believe that. And he shouldn't have had that. He shouldn't have gave his son that gun. And in the video, he's sitting there saying, well, if I thought something was wrong with my son, I'd lock everything up. Well, if you're teaching gun safety, you need to see what's wrong. The reason he was sent out was because of drawings and interviews. I hope it's not an ongoing vacation while talking about the case and releasing material of the case. It's not an ongoing investigation, no. This was released on a professional news site out of Atlanta. And the local police put it out there. And that was a prior incident. Yeah, that happened in 2023. Well, like I said, you can't arrest somebody for something, a suspicion. But now they're starting to take all these school shootings. You're very welcome, Thomas, brother. You can't, they're starting to take all these school shootings, or not school shootings, but threats for school shootings serious. And people just want to sit around and go, let's ignore it. No, we can't ignore it. You can't ignore it just because we mad about whatever we're mad about. And like I said, I can't look in that video and see nothing but a man dominating the conversation when the police are trying to figure out why his son said what he said on Discord. And I'm not going to guesstimate whether he was drinking a Red Bull or beer or whatever. I'm not going to get into all that stuff that other people want to put little things in the video when the real thing. They need to charge them with making terroristic threats or something. Yep, that's what we need to do. First gun my dad gave me was a single shotgun 22 pistol. But you wasn't crazy, Pete. You didn't go to school mad at people. You went to school and stole their girlfriends. That's what most guys used to do. Oh, you're going to pick on me? I'm going to steal your girlfriend. You're a game warden too. Okay, Share Bear, cool. Laughing my ass off, bro, was like on meds and all. There you go. It was a Red Bull with a beer in it. Could have been. You know how that is. But you know what I was trying to do was ignore the comments on that, because the main part was people should have been paying attention to how the man was acting. Well, good, Share Bear. I didn't know that. No terrorist charges. That's way over the top. Why do you think it's over the top? Terroristic charges when they said they're going to go shoot up the school? I mean, why do you think that, Brother Martin? Well, I don't like it when you ask that. They don't like it when I ask you guys the question that's going to shut us down. Don't be nice to people and get their opinion. That's not what mainstream media does. Food by schools are public and mandatory. All right, hold on. Mandatory to go. Why not? Okay, that's what she thinks. I was quiet, stayed to myself, and people wrote. And people were afraid of me, Pete says. Yeah, people were afraid of me too. But nobody back in our day didn't think that somebody was going to come to school and shoot. It was two of the kids that were murdered were, I would say, ace-type students that were murdered. So I'm sure they wasn't picking on him. So we can pull that out. Police officer, Sheriff police officer here was charged with assault and battery on another citizen. It's wrong to do that. Yeah. Terroristic charge is dangerous road to go down with American citizens, says the Patriot. When they're going to call me a terrorist for being MAGA. Well, they shouldn't call you that for who you vote for. I don't believe that, you know, and like most independents, they don't believe that. You got to understand, Patriot. That's just what these clickbait medias are doing, the same way as they got you thinking that everybody on the left is wanting to be communists, that they want to make out like you. It's not true. People like me know it's not true. And majority of us are the ones that are voting, independents are voting. We know. We just say, okay, you like him a lot. That's cool. To me, I don't care. That's cool. So I just want to let you know you're not to me, and most people like me. ABC, what about Roland from Christmas Story? The guy from Christmas Story, he had a gun. He wanted a gun the whole movie. He almost shot his eye out too, ABC. Terrorists is different. Yeah, terrorists are different. But some kind of threat needs to be done, because it could be a terroristic threat, because I don't know how they would charge it if it's not terroristic threats, what kind of things they would charge it with. But getting on the internet and threatening to shoot up your school is not a joke. So they're starting to arrest some of these people. Can I also make a citizen's arrest at my own risk? You can at your own. Well, no, not anymore. In some states you can. In Georgia, you can't have no citizen's arrest anymore, because you might try to shoot somebody. Now, if it's on your own land, if it's on your own land and it's got a thing that says private, no trespassing, well, don't be stupid and go on somebody's land. It's got that. Yell, hey, don't shoot. I'm a good person. Okay, that's fine. Now, that person over there, shoot them. I'm just kidding. Talking about on your own land. We ain't talking about school. But just a dangerous road. They don't believe it now, but what about 20 years from now? They might. I don't know what they're going to believe 20 years from now. You never know what people are going to believe, Patriot. That's clearly threat of violence of a group of people. Yes, it is. Poopy pie. Stupidity. Well, you know, a terroristic threat is a threat to commit a crime of violence or a threat to cause bodily harm, bodily injury to another person in terrorization as the result of a, oh yes. Poopy's gonna put the what do you call it? The definition in there for us. It's mental health, not terror. There's a lot of mental health out there, but when we see, here's the difference. When we used to think a joke is spitting spitballs at somebody or something like that, or pantsing somebody, that used to be considered. These kids think a joke is terroristic, is threatening to shoot somebody up in a school up. Why would you think they don't? Here's the question I want to know. Why do you think they don't deserve to be charged, or somebody like that don't deserve to be charged? That's my question. Was there a spinoff to Back to the Future? Yes, Back to the Future cartoon back in the day, Daniel. All crime is mental health. If you look hard enough, mental health issues isn't an excuse. There you go. They want to be on the news and famous. That could be true, Thomas. Good morning, President Ryan and all the inmates. Yeah, that's right. We are the inmates. That's going to be my cabinet. Sounds like a man in his environment failed that young man. Yes, he did. The father did fail that young man. The real loss of what? The real what? Definition of terrorism. Is that the real loss? LOOS? What? She got it from Webster. That anyone can be a terrorist, even patriots. No, patriots can't be terrorists. If you're going to threaten somebody, it's, look, tearing things up, burning things down, invading things, and all that kind of stuff. That could be considered terroristic when you're threatening somebody's life. But I think what the point is that a lot of kids are doing this stuff online, and they're drawing, and then somebody's going to school and shooting. And there needs to be some kind of accountability, and not arguing over gun rights one way or the other. That's not the point of this. The point is there's people out there doing things stupid, and they need to be held accountable for it. And they need to be told that you can't just pick up a gun and shoot somebody because you're mad at them. I blame conspiracy nut theorists for what happened to that father and son more than I blame the idiot giving his son a gun. Even though it's not the type of gun he should have gave him. But I blame lies on the internet more than I do. So that's just my big thing. But something needs to be done, yeah. The legitimate definition is a horrible woke definition to me. So the legal definition is a horrible woke definition to me. Why do you think so, Patriot? You don't think people need to be charged when they go and threaten people's lives? Off topic, but I wonder how many Jets fans are having mental issues this morning. A lot of them. Daniel, we're going to talk about that in just a few moments. Got my sports guy coming up. All right, guys. I appreciate every one of you and your opinions on here. I know Daniel's like, hey, let's get into another topic. I hear you, Daniel. We're going to be talking sports here. But I just had to get that update last hour because I got a video that I put on the YouTube that's from police footage that was released from May of 2023 about the father and son. So that's why I kind of brought that up this morning. Well, it's the current law, so it is what it's, whether you like it or not. Yep.
If you're in need of counseling services, please reach out. We can do in-person and online services are available.
What's up, brother? Well, ooh, I don't know about all that. No FBI. They see that's what caused this kid to go shoot somebody is people thinking the FBI are out to get him. FBI don't give a rat's ass about a bunch of nobodies. He was a nobody. His father was a nobody. The mama was off. He got in trouble with. They were nobodies. But that's just my thoughts on it. They were go Raiders, said Thomas. Terrorists don't have constitutional rights. Well, every one of us in America have constitutional rights to a. I see where you're going with this now, Patriot. If they charge these people with that, then they don't have constitutional rights. I see where you're going with that. Anyway. Yeah, to make they were trying to get the kid some help, and the father said, no. What's up, man? A pitch. We're gonna talk some sports now because my Raiders guy and my Chiefs fans are in here now. Wouldn't they need to be found guilty of that charge before the rights are revoked? Could be, yeah. I wouldn't know why a FBI agent would be in contact with them and what he would get out of a kid killing other kids and people. The simple thing is, the father didn't believe the FBI, didn't believe the police. He ignored his son. That's why he was crying. He wasn't crying in court because he was all worried about himself going to jail. He was crying in court because he sat there and he failed as a parent. But anyway, have we talked about Tyree? Oh, he showed his ass, didn't he, down there with the Florida police, didn't he, Daniel? Yeah. And then he went and played the game. I mean, look. If you get in trouble with the law, me and you get in trouble with the law, Daniel, we're not going to work on. So you think the government's out to get everybody? We're not that important. I'm important. They want to get my $3 an hour. Thomas. We can't be friends. Like, don't get on the Thomas. All right, welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary, ladies and gentlemen. Tyreek Hill, we're going to talk about that for Daniel this morning. If we were thrown around like that, Daniel from Missouri, we'd be in jail, right? The government didn't do that. It was a bunch of uneducated people that shot people up, guys. The government didn't cause that shooting. That's conspiracy theory. That's lies. And the people that are doing that are about to be pulled off the internet. All right, we're going to get into it. We want to talk sports this morning. If the kid receives mental help, he'll be ineligible for firearm ownership because he won't be able to get past a form 4473. Here's our gun guy telling us this. Thank you, Randall. You're right. You are right, Randall. All right, we're going to get into sports this morning and stuff like that. But thank you, Randall, for bringing that up. Randall's right. He knows what he's talking about. He's from Alabama. He's from Alabama, first of all. They give guns out in Alabama like, Tide detergent. So he does know. So Daniel said, no, straight to jail I'd go. That's right. We're going to talk about that. I'm trying to pull up that news story. Oh, man. Talking about what the Lakers are going to look like this year. Oh, you guys going to fuss about that? Oh, don't. See, we do have those red flag laws already. That's what I said. We already have them. The Second Amendment is all guns, all the guns law we need, liberty or death, God, guns, and guts. No, we already have those laws in effect. Sheriff says, I got an AR-15 in my stocking this year. Did you? Don't use it. Nothing given away here, I wish. I know, brother. I know I'm picking. You know, I'm picking about Alabama because Alabama and Georgia are brother and sisters. And I lived in Alabama, so I'm just saying that. But no, seriously, I want to thank Randall for putting that in there because I want people to know that these laws are already out there. These laws, the red flag laws, they're already out there and everything. So, Patriots, you think if somebody's got a mental health issue and they go through mental health and they get out, they still have a right to have a gun? I wouldn't want somebody with like this kid don't deserve a gun if he gets out. I do think they need to put him in a mental hospital. He's 14 years old. He's been listening to a bunch of adults lie to him about conspiracy theories online. And of course he went and did something wrong. Share Bear don't think the red tape will hold. We got to get back into, Tyreek Hill. We got to talk about him now. 15 minutes past the hour, 60 degrees out there, time and temperature. Brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. You don't care for the rodents, critters, the gooey things at all. Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. You're right, Bali. You did tell us that, brother. Department of Correctional is constantly incorrect. Well, no red flag type laws here I know about. Okay. So you're just saying that, but what you said earlier, maybe I said the wrong thing there, but Randall says that there's laws on the books to say that if this kid has a mental has a mental health issue and they, say he does, he's unable to get a gun in the future. So there's laws for that. Okay. I just want to put that out there so that people know rather than they think we don't have this and we don't have that. And that's all they want to argue. Don't take my guns away. All this stuff that's being put up there. So door chops. What's door chops? What's Roland saying? Door chops. He's on the 4473 background check. There you go. Okay. Then that's all we need. We don't need anything else. We can leave it at that. Because they already got it. Thomas, let's talk about Thomas, how do you feel about your Raiders this year? Defense looks good, says Daniel. There you go. How does it look? Well, Daniel, he got to play football, Tyreek Hill did, after his little, disrespect of the police. Do you know who I am? Hey, Daniel, and if you and I told them they know who I am, they're like, we don't care who you are. I got to go to work. I don't care. You got to go to work. If we were acting like that. Police officer redirected Miami Dolphins star Tyreek Hill to the ground because he was uncooperative during a traffic stop outside the Hard Rock Stadium. The South Florida Police Association said on Monday, while we're confident in the actions that led to the stop of Mr. Hill, as with any investigation, we will wait for all the facts to come out along with any explanation Mr. Hill may have for his actions that caused this unfortunate incident, says the president of the police union. Man, the president of the police union has to get involved in this, guys. The police union got involved in this. Daniel. Thomas, I gave him all the predictions this morning. He's got a pool at work, Daniel. That's right. Everybody can be what they want to be. No hate here. Anyway, so there you go. I assaulted the suspect for safety as a whole, says Sarah Bear. Well, he did act up and everything. You're welcome, Thomas. 2 wrongs don't make a right. You're right, it don't. But at least the police unit is involved. It's involved because this is such a big star. If this should have been Ryan, Daniel, Randall, any of us, you know, it wouldn't care. There might have been a little bit like this little this radio personality, this radio show host in Atlanta acted a fool, but then they're like, he's just acting a fool. Yeah. In a pinch says, nothing's going to drag my mood today. No, sounds like a song. You need to write that as a song. Nothing's going to drag my mood today. That says drag. I finished a piece I've been working on for weeks last night, and one of my bushes is ready for harvest. Happy Tuesday. Pass it around, brother. Sheriff Bear said, just because you have a siren on doesn't mean you can break the law by speeding recklessly. Yeah. The body cam looks bad for Tyreek. Yeah, it does. But you know what? If that would have been one of our brothers out there, they couldn't have did that. Poor guys would have been. So Tyreek, he did kind of get away with it because of who he was, if you think about it. So many people talking about it. I mean, look, I understand. Nobody likes to be pulled over by the police. I understand that. And he was on his way and he was late. He should have said, look, I'm sorry, officer. I'm on my way to play this football game. Give me the ticket and I'll pay it. I mean, shoot. Most of us just pay tickets. Like Cheech and Chong, pass it around, says Thomas. That's the way to be, to make everybody happy. That's what Sweetleaf does. I just want to make some people happy. Wait till you see the bios of the police officer too. What did he do? Is he somebody that just likes to beat people up? I'm glad we don't have any of those around Noonan. I'm glad we just got a bunch of regular, everyday folks working here. Noonan and Coweta County Sheriff's Department over there in Grantville, up into Carrollton, down into LaGrange. I'm just glad we got good, regular folks. Fun poll ideas. Hey, send that to me, brother. Email me at 99classicrock. That's 99classicrock@gmail.com, and I'll put that poll in for you one day. I've done it before for listeners. Sheriff Bear says, I donate to the hospital, so I can't donate to the police department too. Oh, wow. Daniel said he'll be back in a bit. Come back pretty soon because we got movie reviews a little later on. There you go. Don't let the negativity get you guys down, like In a Pinch says. Let's get back to it. Which of these successful movies, spin-off TV shows you like the best? Beetlejuice was a cartoon, 39%. Back to the Future was a cartoon, 35%. Goosebumps was a movie, then turned into a series, and then turned into another movie again, 9%. And 17% other. The Karate Kid is in that one. Became a cartoon. There you go. So, you guys like, share, and subscribe, and please go on there and go to the poll question, send that poll question out and everything. I will check that out as soon as I get to a break there, brother. Thank you for sending that over. Let's see, what do we got? I gotta get some of this news in. Adam Sandler and Bill Belichick among the first 2024 Man Cast guest. That's right. The actor, comedian, and the head iconic coach were on, along with chief star Chris Jones as guests for the first ever Manning Cast edition of ESPN's Monday Night Football last night. What a way to be. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Baker Mayfield among 4 must-start fantasy football quarterbacks week 1. Churchill Downs changes its rules for the Kentucky Derby and their entrance. Norfolk Southern is investigating CEO Alan Shaw for alleged allegations of potential conduct that could be connected with a workplace relationship. Code of ethics. Rich men having relationships with their secretaries and others? No, that's not real. Only J.R. Ewing does that in Dallas. The White House has approved a rule for access to mental health services. A Noonan man is behind bars this morning for wanting to get a job and stealing some cash, fast cash. Well, he went for a job and some fast cash at a local Subway. He filled out the application and then robbed the store. I mean, at least he was trying to get a job, you know. What's wrong with people? And look, that's not too far from where I live. I'm like, wait a minute, I forgot that we had one of those down there at Subway. They are getting a little expensive, but I haven't had Subway in a couple of years, and I've been wanting to get one of those meatball subs. Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ about that. Make sure I got everything. Yep. I got everything. Still to come here shortly, our good friend Richard Holdridge joins us. We go inside the Friday Night Lights Scoreboard show. The whole world is collectively losing its mind. Amen, brother. Amen. Better luck next time. Please insert 50 cents to continue laugh out loud. All a driver's license is a revenue for the state? Yes, it is. But at least they're only getting it every 8 years now. Got so many drivers out there. At least they're not, they're making money on other things like all the people that own their homes. Oh, you got property tax. We're going to bust it all the way up and piss those people off. Why do you want to piss off the boomer generation who can barely get up now, who work their life, work their fingers to the bone, and they go, oh, by the way, you got to pay more property tax. Like, hell, when I bought this home, you told me this is what it's going. I was buying this home. Trying to do the American dream. Now you want to take it away from me. That's the big thing, Martin. You're right. What is your date of birth for your Surgeon General's warning? Laugh out loud. Can't tell that. Martin says it infringes on your God-given right to travel freely. There you go. The Gary Coleman documentary on HBO was intense. I got to check that out. You send a letter to me, ABC, I'll check it out. Our self-employment tax. What a wild idea to penalize people for starting a new business. Exactly, in a pinch. Got to get money out of all of us poor saps somehow. And we're not saps. I'm just saying that's how they think, not us. Randall, you didn't leave it in there. Randall, you got to stop taking things off. Row Tide Randall. Oh, they're not these days, I guess. I guess they're not. All right, guys. Stay with us. Also, I got to tell you about this, if I can get it in before we take a break. Discount department store super chain Big Lots is now in Chapter 11 bankruptcy. As of Monday, they announced there's going to be a sale and agreement to an LA-based investment group called Nexus Capital Management. Big Lots said they headed downwards because of the higher inflation. Wow. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Is this Richard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, you're not on the air. I went to the break right before. I saw you calling. Mr. Garrett was a bit creepy. Oh, I got to check that out, Hong Kong. Oh, well, all right. I got our, I think I went 9, 7. You went 10 and 6 last week. Oh, and I got people listening this morning wanting to get the picks because they're in football pools at work.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. We're going to do that. We're going to talk a short synopsis of college football and high school football. I want to kick it off with Columbus' new baseball team. His name. Yes.
Ready well with some batters.
I don't know. It's kind of funny what they named it. You got some people going, what? But they're going to do well. I think they're going to do well. I mean, their other team is called the Gwinnett Stripers. I mean, ooh, I hear a bird in the background. Do you have bicycle insurance? Some people do need bicycle insurance, Share Bear. Thomas is happy about the football talk. What's wrong with your buddy Tyreek Hill there, Richard?
Apparently, there are some law enforcement people that don't even know who he is. Scotty Scheffler all over it.
Man,
Roger Goodell stepped in and do something.
Well, you know, people follow clickbait content creators. That's the stars today, not football players. Not people that actually know how to do something, but people who just sit there and lip sync on TikTok. That's somebody who goes out and works their butt off.
Yeah, hopefully.
Mad Max 2, yes, I remember her. I don't think they did. Did every cover wagon with a horse had a license plate on? I don't think they did they? All right, let's see here. Pull this in. We're going to go on. Pull that off here. Yeah. All right, we're going on after this. I don't disagree with you on that, Martin. I actually agree with it. I actually agree with you. I actually have heard that before, brother. You're right about that. I smell coffee brewing and bacon cooking, Pete says. No! All right, Pete, don't be bringing that up. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you hear it in the background. You hear it. It's the music for Friday Night Lights Scoreboard. Oh, yeah, buddy. There's a party going on tonight. Friday nights is a great night for football, but so is Saturday nights, Sunday nights, Monday nights, Thursday nights, and especially Twisted Tuesday mornings for the Friday Night Lights Scoreboard. That's right. Our guest is our sports analyst. He is the host of the Sports Beat, sponsored by Georgia Alabama Sports Live. He has done high school football for Georgia Alabama Sports Live to baseball, basketball, football, basketball, volleyball, soccer, everything you can think of. He's also done professional sports from the Columbus Lions to the Chattahoots to Columbus Chattahoots. Please welcome a military man, a father, a husband, and of course, our sports analyst, our good friend, the one, the only, Richard Holdridge. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. Another Tuesday as we get ready to start the week and talk some sport. And I got some things on my mind.
Oh, you got some things on your mind. RD, you got your money on your mind. Never mind. I was going to bring up that hip hop song for you because I know you're a hip hop fan. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's kick it off. We're gonna get the picks to hit. You and I did 9-7. You did 10-6 this week. We're gonna talk about the picks to hit this week. We got people that are doing polls in football polls at work and everything. So we're gonna get that out to them this morning before any games begin on Thursday, going into the weekend into Monday. We're also gonna talk about a little bit of high school and college football from over the weekend, which you covered extensively on your show yesterday. But first, I want to talk about the brand new AA team and the new team name there for the Atlanta Braves AA team affiliate.
Wow.
He's laughing.
I've never seen so much hatred and just bad mouthing.
Right.
This name, the Columbus Cleanstones. Like my first reaction to the name, I didn't really like it. I didn't even know what a cleanstone was.
Me either.
And then I go on social media and I just see all the broadcasting experts saying that the Braves organization fumbled the bag on this one. You pay $50 million into the city to revamp Golden Park, call it Synovus Park. And there are some fans that even got on social media and said, this is a betrayal.
Ooh.
It's an absolute betrayal that people aren't going to go to the games. Let me tell you something, Ryan. This is still a AA team. We have not had a AA team in Columbus since 1990 with the Columbus Astros.
Exactly.
We'll be supporting the Columbus Cleanstones. Look, the name will grow on us.
It will.
There are some silly names in the Southern League. The Pensacola Blue Wahoos, the Biloxi Shuckers.
I know them all.
Look,
Montgomery Biscuits.
everybody, the Biscuits.
The Biscuits. There you go.
Everybody is going to be going to the ballpark. April 15th, they're taking on the Pensacola Blue Wahoos.
Woohoo!
I've already gone on their website. I'm going to try to get some merchandise. I've already looked at Steve. I'm just curious to see what front office positions they have because I need a full-time job in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm highly doubt that the play-by-play announcer job is going to be open. They'll probably give that to one of the guys in the Braves organization. You know how the Braves organization is.
Yes.
You know, when a public address announcer job opens up, they just give it to the guy that did it and quit at.
Yep.
That's what they do. So
Yep.
I think being the play-by-play announcer for the Cleanstones is out of the question.
Yep. But there's other jobs there. There's other jobs, Richard. You don't know what can happen. You put your name in there, you might get picked, brother. You never know.
Well, media credentials, because I've talked to Griff Behringer. We have entertained the idea of having like a pregame show live at Synovus Park.
Do it.
Alabama Sports Live.
Do it.
So there'll be plenty of opportunities to interview the coaches, the players, talk about the Cleanstones on my show. I mean, it's going to kick off in April. I mean, my show is going to be dedicated to covering the Cleanstones. You also got to remember the River Dragons are going to be wrapping up their season in April and May. So we're going to have River Dragons, Cleanstones, Lions all happening at the same time. It's going to be a great time to be a sports fan in Columbus. Don't worry about the name. It's just a name. I like the colors.
I do too.
The logo. I know that people want That's
Right.
why, a platform and you want to state your opinion. Sometimes people want to just give the most radical opinion, but I don't know why they picked the name. They could have picked something else. They could have picked something that had to do with the military base. They could have stayed with the Columbus Braves, but they chose to call the name the Columbus Cleanstone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be okay with it because and this is for everybody to think. Doing a petition and trying to get the city to change the name, it's not happening.
Nope.
They're not going to change the name.
Nope.
So this is the name we got. Let's still go support the team in 2025 and go Cleanstones.
There you go. And you know what? I'm excited about it too because I've been talking to some people at that organization myself, and there's a lot of great things in the future. And, like you said, I had association with the Blue Wahoos back in the day when we lived in Pensacola, Florida, went to a lot of their games. It didn't matter the name. They put on one heck of a show, and it was professional baseball. So when you go out to the ball field, you're going to see some professional baseball teams. Forget the names, the monikers or whatever you want to call them. Go and enjoy the baseball. Enjoy yourself. And they put a lot of money into that where the Columbus baseball team is going to be performing, where they're going to be performing, where they're going to be playing. So I'm telling you, it's just good baseball. And I know your city where you're at, it's a baseball city. Football, basketball, yeah, but it's a baseball city. Columbus is a baseball city.
I tell you what, I drove by Synovus Park on the way to work,
Mm-hmm.
and that is going to be an incredible ballpark. It's going to look like you're not just your average minor league baseball stadium. It's probably going to seat at least 8,000 to 10,000 fans.
Yep.
And they're going to have it for other events. They're also, it looks like they got the structure of it. Like if you've been to Golden Park,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Golden Park is nice, but the structure of it just didn't feel like a AA team could call this park their home.
Exactly.
So I think that Synovus Park it's going to look incredible.
It is. It's
I
good.
tell you what, all the historians that feel like the Golden Park is losing its lackluster. It's like the tradition.
Right.
Golden Park is going to be forgotten. No, It's not going to be forgotten. Let's remember the past. Let's remember the Columbus Chattanooga and what they've done for the city.
Yep.
To get us to the point where we can have a minor league baseball.
Exactly. And I can't wait for that season to start. That's going to be next season, guys. Also, let's jump into some sports. We're going to do our picks to hit momentarily. But first, I want to do a little bit of college and high school football over the weekend. And on Friday night, we featured right here on the network, we had Villa Rica taking on Central, and Central beat Villa Rica, guys. And we appreciate our working with our new friends, Hometown Sports Media, which Richard knows them pretty well as well. What a weekend it was for high school football. What were some of the highlights over the weekend?
Well, I didn't call a game on Friday night because inclement weather. Rick and I called the backyard brawl on Thursday night between Smith Station and Central. Smith Station put up 15 points on Central. They haven't done that in 4 years. But Central, they're going to be Central. They defeated Smith Station 69-15. The Chelly gets back on track. They beat Stone Mountain 48-7. Northside's now 3-0. They beat Monroe 32-7. Let's see, Glenwood is 3-0. How about Beulah's 3-0?
Yeah. Thank you.
Grange gets back on track. They get a win over Trinity Christian. And Tripp County loses to Whitewater.
Yes.
That shocked me.
That shocked me too.
But Tripp County was going to win that game. And then Callaway gets their first win of the season, beating Cook.
Yep. Those are some good games. Those are some of the ones that and EC, of course, defeated Lovejoy 30-6 over the weekend. And then the game we featured here was Central over Villa Rica 43-38. And there's a bunch of great games over the weekend. And I'm happy for the Beulah Bobcats, to be honest with you. That's one team that everybody's been sleeping on for a couple of years, and all of a sudden they're 3-0. They beat Dadeville. They beat Lynette. I mean, come on. I think you got to look out for the Beulah Bobcats this season.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm. 2 weeks now. Glenwood, that's going to be a tough task for the Beulah Bobcats is Glenwood, because those Gators are on a row and they're chopping everybody up. So that's going to be one heck of a game. That's going to be to me, that's going to be like a playoff game. That's going to be like you might as well be in a playoff game. Two good teams doing well if Beulah keeps their momentum going as well as Glenwood. So can't wait for that. College football over the weekend, I don't want to talk. I mean, it's one of those things that losing the Cal, this should have been a winning game. They just didn't play. It's like they didn't even want to show up. And then Alabama, of course, is always a second half team, but usually they're a second half team when they're taking on Auburn or Tennessee or an Ole Miss or a Georgia. But a second half team on the team if we're going to begin the season this way, I'm just going to say to Georgia fans, they got a chance to take a championship and for the third year in a row. Georgia looked good. So that's all I'm going to say.
We're the lead horse, so not so fast, my friend.
Uh-oh, whoa.
I think Texas looks really good.
Yeah, they do.
Georgia plays Texas in Austin.
Okay.
The way Texas goes into the Big House and throttles Michigan,
Right.
I think right now, I mean, as much as I love Georgia and I want to see them win another national championship, I think Texas could win a national championship this year.
Whoa. Prediction right there from the man himself. And I know Georgia fans are like, where is he at? You said he's in Columbus?
Yeah, I'll give him my address, and Georgia fans can write me. And follow me on my podcast. You can hear all my hot sports takes.
That's right. You guys are very, very hot, I'm telling you. And he comes back and he has a show weekdays from 2 to 3 p.m. on the network here. And then I saw the new hot takes that you and Thrift were doing. Oh,
We gotta get Thrift Show on the network.
Yes.
Unsolicited hot takes. It's
yes.
a fantastic show.
Tell him we got to get him on the network here because
He's only done 2 episodes, but this show is incredible.
It is. I've watched
But
them.
I do want to warn you, because he does work for another radio station. I think it'd be hard. It might be a conflict of interest.
Right.
But I think that it's great. I was glad that he asked me to be a guest on his second show.
Oh, I'm telling you, I loved it. I watched it. I was like, ooh, this is it here. And then you being there, I was like, ooh. So there you go. Got to check that out, guys, and follow Georgia Alabama Sports Live for all those great shows. And, of course, we'll get more information on what you guys are doing. Let's do the picks to hit this week. I got a few people wanting to know because they got football pools at work. So I went 9-7 last week. You went 10-6 last week, and no ties. So let's go ahead and do it. We're going to kick it off with Bills Dolphins.
Dolphins are playing at home, right?
Yes.
The Thursday night game. I'd say the Dolphins win. Bills struggle a little bit with Arizona. Dolphins always play great in September. I think Dolphins win.
I'm going with Dolphins as well. Next, Saints Cowboys. Woohoo!
Oh, my. This could be the game of the week because both teams are coming in red hot.
Yep.
I think Dallas continues their momentum. I think Cowboys win.
Me too. I'm a Cowboy. I'm going Cowboys as well. Colts Packers.
Colts. Packers are going to be without Jordan Love for quite some time. Their starter is going to be Malik Willis. I think the Colts get a win up in Lambeau.
I'm going to go with Packers on that one. All right, next one is two teams that didn't do too good last week. The Jets and the Titans.
I think the Jets are a really good team. I saw some good signs against the 49ers on Monday Night Football last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a believer in the Titans. I think Will Levis has regressed. They are really missing Derrick Henry. The Titans are rebuilding. I do think that the New York Jets end up getting the win.
I'm going to go with the Jets as well, my friend. Raiders, Ravens. Ooh.
Oh, Ravens all day.
Ravens all day. All right.
Yeah, give me the Ravens just about every time.
I'm going to go with the Ravens as well. Chargers, Panthers. Oh. I know which one.
Insert Apollo Creed's trainer meme. Come on. Chargers
Yep.
Bryce Young is not the answer.
I'm going to be with you on the Chargers on that one as well. This next one, of course, the Browns and the Jaguars.
I tell you what, the Jaguars could have beat the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Looked awful against the Cowboys. Deshaun Watson, that might have been the worst trade in NFL history. Give me the Jaguars.
I'm going with the Jaguars as well. The next one is a team that surprised that you and I picked last week, but surprised most people. Seattle. The Seahawks are going to be taking on the Patriots. Oh.
Who would have thought this? Both teams are 1-0.
I know, right?
That's in New England.
Yep.
I think that New England defense is very physical. You know, they got a good running back in Ramondre Stevenson. Jacoby Brissett is a veteran. I think the Patriots end up getting the win to go 2-0.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots as well. The next one, I'm already knowing which one I'm gonna pick on this one, but it's the Bucs and the Lions.
Another great game, a rematch of that divisional round game.
Yep.
The Lions actually played bad against the Rams, and they still won.
Yep.
That game's in Detroit, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, give me Detroit.
There you go. I'm doing the same thing. The Lions on that one. The Giants and the Commanders.
The Giants might be the worst team in football.
Whoa.
Washington Commanders. Look, the Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels is going to be fine. Give me the Commanders.
I'm going to go opposite this time and go with the Giants just to be a little opposite of you. All right. The next one is the 49ers and the Vikings. This is going to be a good game.
The 49ers struggle against the Vikings.
I know.
I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Christian McCaffrey's not going to play.
Okay.
I'm calling the upset. I hate doing this, but I'm going to call the upset. I think the Vikings win because it's a road game.
Ooh.
On a short week. I think that they struggle in these types of games. Like if the Vikings have owned the 49ers in Minnesota, yeah, give me the Vikings in an upset.
All right. And I'm going to do this one for you as a fan and for Snowman. I'm going to stay with the 49ers. That's what I'm going to do. Even though they may not, I'm still going to stay with them. The Rams and the Cardinals. Oh, yeah. I already know who there.
Rams.
Me too. That's it. The Steelers and the Broncos. Ooh.
You know, I actually think the Broncos bounce back and they get a win. I think, you know, the Steelers playing on the road, they won a game that the Falcons just gave away. They just gave it to them because they were incompetent on offense. So I think the Broncos end up getting the win.
I'm going to stick with the Steelers, of course, since Coach Tommy Lewis is buddies with the head coach there. And I'm going to go next, the Bengals and the Chiefs. Oh, my goodness.
I don't think the Bengals will have Jamar or T. Higgins or Jamar Chase is not even going to be healthy at all. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. And here's one, the Bears and the Texans.
Oh, this Sunday night game.
Yeah. Sunday night football. Woo. Which one? You still there? You still there? Uh-oh.
I'm here, Ryan.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay. The Bears or the Texans? He's thinking. Are you thinking? He's thinking about this one, folks.
No, give me the Texans.
Okay. I didn't know what happened because I couldn't hear you. I'm going to go with the Bears and the final one, which is going to be Monday Night Football. Even though I'm probably not going to go with my heart this go around, it's the Falcons and taking on the dominating Eagles. Who you got there?
Analyze this game. Give me the Eagles.
There you go. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I know that Atlanta fans are like, what? Look, I'm not gonna go on my heart this week because the Eagles are gonna beat them. Oh man, let's go to some overtime in CFL Week 15. Toronto and BC.
Oh, I got Toronto, Ryan.
Okay, Toronto. All right. I'm going to go with BC just for the heck of it. The Red Blacks and the Tiger Cats.
The Tiger Cats, baby.
Tiger. Love them. Love them. I'm going to do the same thing, Tiger Cats. And finally, Montreal and the Stampeders.
A big shout out to Joe Madden from Sports Grid.
Uh-huh. There you go. Stampeders. Oh. I'm going to go with Montreal. So there you go. That's our picks to hit this week, ladies and gentlemen. I went 9-7 on the first week, and he went 10-6. Go ahead, Richard.
Ryan, just do your thing, man. I mean, it was a great segment.
Oh, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I love doing this because games start on later in the week. Tuesday mornings is the perfect mornings to do these picks so that everybody knows that we're not just going to pick them after the fact some of the games are played. But I do know one thing before we get into anything, and I find out what you guys are doing Friday night and all this kind of stuff. I did hear you talking about NFL on Friday night in your segment yesterday on your show that you were like, hey, Friday nights are for high school football.
I hate it. Please do not ever have Friday night. I don't even like college football on Friday night.
Thank you.
Don't ever put the NFL on a Friday night again. That was awful.
It was. Well, tell everybody what's coming up this week at Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
We've got a big slate of games. We got the volleyball games today. We got the volleyball games on Thursday. We got our Thursday night football game, Shaw and Hardaway. Noah Shelton call for that. We got a triple header Friday.
Uh-oh.
Rick Beach is going to be in the call for Calvary Flint River. Rick Meredith is going to be on the call for Glenwood Childersburg. And I will be on the call for Carver Northside.
Ooh, wait a minute. Did y'all draw straws? It seemed like you got one of the better games.
Well, no, I got the 7 o'clock game because we're doing a GIAA scoreboard show.
Right.
That presented by the Beck Center. So this is a scoreboard show that we're doing late Friday night after all the games are done.
Okay.
And so it's dedicated to the GIAA. I know we would love to do a GHSA scoreboard, but this is like a deal that we're making to try to promote the GIAA. And plus me and Rick are tied calling games for GIAA.tv.
Exactly.
Okay, shout out to Heritage.
There you go. All right. Well, tune in today from 2 to 3. Give them a short synopsis of what you got going on and tell them how to follow you, Richard.
Well, on today's show, I recap the Monday Night Football game between the Jets and the 49ers. I have a special tribute to James Earl Jones.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit of high school football, recapping week 4. You can follow me on the X at Sports Richard H. You can also like my Facebook page, Sports View Richard Holdridge. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok. Download the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, guys. Stay tuned. More on the way. We got movie reviews coming out at the top of the hour with our friend Shane B. Back in a moment. All right, brother. That was great as well. Always fun as always.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys part of the hometown sports media. You know, I had Billy Lindahl on my show.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna try to get like more people from hometown sports media on the show.
Sounds good. That'll work out great. All right, brother. I'm gonna let you go, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right, talk to you next week.
All right. Hello.
Hey, yeah, I'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
Something wrong with my phone.
Something wrong with my phone. I don't know what was going on. I'll see you next week, brother. You still there?
Hey, I may not be able to. I don't know what I'm in class for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
I don't know what time I'm starting. If I start at 8 o'clock, I probably won't be able to get on.
Okay. Well, we might put you on a little early.
What time we can start class?
Well, just let me know. We might put you on a little early.
All right, yeah, I can do that too.
All right, brother.
Yeah, I'll be gone for 2 weeks, so I'm not gonna I won't be calling any games on the 20th.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, just let me know.
I'll be back in time for that football game on the 27th.
Sounds good. All right, brother. I'll let you go. see it. Hello, is this this is WQEE? Hello? Dadgummit. We're going to talk movies. James Earl Jones passing away and everything.
It's scorching hot out there, friends. The best way to beat the heat is to stay hydrated. And water
He's getting his car. Patriot got his truck. I saw that he was getting his vehicle worked on, and he's at the Waffle House enjoying the coffee.
and check out their selection of health boosting options. Stay cool, stay refreshed, stay healthy with Water Tree in Neal.
Forget about it. Good morning. Hey, sorry about that. If you were calling, I had Richard going off. He was talking about some things I needed him to tell me. All right, we're ready to go after the top of the hour. Did you hear about James Earl Jones? Yeah. That's sad, brother.
I hear about it till 12 hours ago.
Wow. Yeah, I saw it pop up on a feed, and I shared some stuff yesterday on the radio station page. And I went and researched before I shared it because, I like to make sure everything I put on my page is true and not just trying to clickbait it. And it was sad to find that out. Wow. I used one of the news sources, but still want to make sure. No, I wasn't scam callers, Martin. But yeah. And I've had a few of my listeners tell me they went and saw Beetlejuice, and they actually liked it. So did you get to see it?
Yeah.
And what'd you think about it? Did I tell you guys? Told my listeners. Like, that's how it's going to be with Shay. Oh, Lord. Good morning, Sherry. How you doing?
Yeah, but it has some elements in it that I just didn't care for.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm gonna get into that. I found troubling aspects of it that, like, the trailer seemed like it gave away a lot of stuff, like things I was thinking and predicting, and it's just like, oh, and they lined up as I was watching the movie. Like, okay, so that did happen. Okay, so that did happen. Okay, so that did happen.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, Martin. On it. Yep. So, all right.
It's just one character that bothered me the most.
Uh-oh. Well, at least Deadpool stayed at number 2, like Deadpool and Wolverine stayed at number 2, like we thought they would. Reagan went up to number 3, so the top 3 were better than I thought. I figured Alien would go down a little further, but So a couple other new movies in there that I just now saw their previews. Like,
I'm trying to make this happen. I've been up for like the past 24 hours.
that 24 hours is going to get you.
Yeah, I had to get up, go do my interview with the sheriff's department yesterday, and I just been up ever since. I probably had a 30-minute nap since, and I think I'm streaming with a buddy of mine on his channel.
Right.
And it's just like, before I realized it, I looked up and it was like 6 o'clock, and I was just like, well, there's no point in trying to go to sleep and sneak a nap in, and I might not do my alarm. So I'm like, well, I might as well just stay up then. So I've been fighting to stay up.
Well, we'll get you on and get you off as quickly as possible this morning so you can get some sleep, brother.
I mean, hell, even when we're done, I'm not sure when I'm going to get some sleep or more
Oh, yeah.
Bates tonight. That tango presidential. Eat the Bates tonight.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
I gotta watch that.
Well, you need to get you some sleep, brother. Because you'll be, by the time it comes on, you'll probably still fall asleep there and wake up in front of the TV going, oh, no. I missed it. Oh, man. Beetlejuice.
James Earl, I think it's all along. Tim Burton got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Well, good for him.
They sold the Back to the Future mall.
Well, that's my poll question this morning has to do with successful movies that were movies turned into TV series, cartoon TV series. So I was like, which of these successful movie spinoff shows you like the best? Beetlejuice had a cartoon series. Back to the Future had a cartoon series. Of course, Karate Kid had a cartoon series. Goosebumps was a movie. First, it was a book, then a movie, and then a series, and back to being a movie. So those, and then I've got others. So those are the ones I got on there: Beetlejuice, Back to the Future, and Goosebumps.
You got a poll question for today?
Yeah, that's it. Which of these successful movies spinoff into TV shows you like the best? Beetlejuice, Back to the Future, Goosebumps, or other? And somebody reminded me that Karate Kid had a cartoon back in the 80s after their movie.
Oh, I gotta go Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice cartoon was better than the Back to the Future cartoon, which was based upon Doc Brown's two boys going through time. It followed them. It didn't follow Marty McFly. It followed them using the train and using the DeLorean. Happy birthday to your son Corey. Sherry, he's 48. I'll say that on happy birthday to him this morning on the air. Oh, the real Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's right. There was a spinoff from them. I forgot all about it. Dude, thank you, Hong Kong, for putting that in there. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I forgot about them too. I was sitting there trying to rack my brain yesterday. I knew Beetlejuice and Back to the Future. I was racking my brain about what movies had spinoffs. And then somebody brought up Karate Kid this morning, and now Hong Kong just brought up the real Ghostbusters. That's right.
Officially dubbed, if I remember this correctly, was officially dubbed Echo 2.
Yes.
The helicopter that he flew.
Yep. That's it.
Damn, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was. I completely forgot.
So much of that extreme stuff of how the guy that did the voice of Peter was the one that did Garfield and the live action Garfield.
Yes.
Bill Murray played Peter and that whole spider web of
That big fiasco for sure.
Not spider web, but
For sure. All right, we're getting ready to go on, brother. Welcome into the final period of play on this Twisted Tuesday. Just a reminder, tomorrow is our 9/11 tribute show, and we're going to have Histories and Mysteries, Sally Toole, with us on tomorrow morning's show. Also coming up on Thursday, we've got True Crime Thursday with Elizabeth Sarles. She'll be with us, the author of the Birthday Bash. That's our week here. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do it. It's time for movie reviews and more. That's right, our movie reviewer. He is our Siskel, our Ebert, 2 thumbs up to movie shows and so much more with They Are Good. But if they're not so good, he turns into Stone Cold Shane B. Please welcome Shane B. this morning. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning.
Brother, man, it's good to have you.
What is it? I don't know anymore.
You just don't know how to get any sleep. trying to get any sleep, brother. You got so much going on. Oh, man. That's a good question, Hong Kong. I'll ask that in a minute. But first, which of these successful movies, spin-off TV shows, did you guys like the best? Of course, some people dropped in a few other ones that I didn't think about, but the ones I got is Beetlejuice, 29%, Back to the Future, 39%, Goosebumps, 10%, and 23% going to any other, which includes The Karate Kid, now The Real Ghostbusters, and all of that. So, Shane, which movies that spun off into their own series, maybe a cartoon or whatever type of series, can you remember that you like the best? Beetlejuice, there you go.
It's like kind of that goofy animation style they had going on, and how they explored more into the afterlife underworld, more interaction with the sandworms, the team up with Beetlejuice and Lydia.
Yep.
The opening credits of that show alone.
Yep.
Were too enjoyable.
Yes.
That music. That I'm not sure if Danny Elfman did the music for the cartoon or not, but
right, I don't know.
More festive, sort of say, not say festive, but jubilant.
Exactly. Exactly.
I had it with Beetlejuice.
Well, there you go. And of course, everybody knows that the Back to the Future one with Doc's two sons, and the end of the Back to the Future 3 movie. They went on an adventure in, of course, the cartoon series, which only lasted a little while. But you're talking about the Beetlejuice cartoon. I remember so many others, and you can watch that now. I guess it's on Tubi now because of the new Beetlejuice movie that you and I are going to talk about in a minute. So you can watch Beetlejuice, the cartoon series, on Tubi, everybody, if you're on internet. So if you want to just go and have a good time, there you go. So Shane, whenever you get time, maybe you can check it out again. Maybe do a review on the old Beetlejuice cartoon.
Yeah, I think a strong number 2 would be the Ghostbusters.
Real Ghostbusters, yes. Yes.
Just the new implements that were introduced, new technology that was introduced, like the 2, the helicopter.
Uh-huh.
The whole, listening to Peter Venkman's voice, and it's just like,
yeah,
oh, that voice sounds familiar. It's like, oh, as good as this Garfield.
Garfield,
and
yeah.
We have Bill Murray.
Yep.
Play Peter Venkman in the live action, and then did the live action Garfield. It's like these two guys and their connection is just like, that always stuck with me as a kid.
Yep.
It's just like, I know these voices.
Exactly. It's just connected and everything. But yeah, the Real Ghostbusters, there's so many of them. If you go back and think.
I think more of a contributing factor with that, though, the connection to that show is how they brought Slimer in as more of a sidekick.
Yes.
Instead of being this entity that
yes.
they're chasing.
Yes.
Slimer was always enjoyable.
In the cartoon he was the sidekick to Dan Aykroyd's character and everything most of the time. And and always sliming Peter, which was always the funny thing about it. But yeah, that was the way they did the cartoon and everything, but it was always that way. And if you go back, it's not just spinoffs from movies, spinoff from TV shows, like Mr. T from the A-Team, you just start thinking about all this different stuff. The Dukes of Hazzard had their own cartoon on Sunday mornings. And so, on Saturday mornings they had it. So, there was just a lot of things that were spinning off back in the day. So, yep. So that's a good question and everything. All right, we're going to get into it. Before we get into the movies, I know you heard about this. James Earl Jones passed away, I think at age 93, Shane.
A sad loss. Absolutely a true legend. I don't even know where to begin with him. This is
So many movies.
Watching
Dark.
so many movies
Yes.
that he's been in is ridiculous. I think the first thing I really remember him from was maybe it may have been Coming to America.
He was in that. Field of Dreams.
King Joffrey.
Yes. Oh.
Like looking back to as we go back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Knowing that it took like 3 actors to do that. Him, David Prowse, and I forget the other guy's name. Who played the face actor when they took the helmet off.
Right.
I forget his name. I think a lot of people do. But James Earl Jones was the classic voice that came in because they didn't like David Prowse's voice. It wasn't intimidating.
No, it wasn't.
But it was the star himself.
That's right. Lion King, Field of Dreams. He's been in so many great movies, did comedy shows. This one surprised me. I mean, I know he's at that age. You expect older people to start passing away, but this one just came out of the blue, Shane. It just really did. So,
I don't know necessarily out of the blue because I think it was last year.
right.
When he turned over the rights to his voice.
Yeah.
To Disney.
Okay. Yeah. You told me.
Continue on with Darth Vader. There's a partnership, and from what I understand from that contract, any money that Disney makes off of using his voice,
Yeah.
that adds Darth Vader and makes it anything, the royalties go to him or the family after his death.
Okay.
So it's like they were setting things up. And
Okay, yeah.
that made me feel like, something might be going on there with him. I mean, hell, it's 93.
Yeah.
He had a great run.
He did.
Damn great run.
Yes. Yes. Always will be remembered as as Luke's father in the legendary Star Wars forever and many others. So, we dedicate the morning to James Earl Jones this morning. Let's jump into it. We've got a new #1 movie. Deadpool and Wolverine still at #2, making their money. I think Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, these guys do a great partnership. Love to see them in the future again. This movie is just staying there. It's still making the money. But Beetlejuice, it took the top spot. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about it. I got a few people who like it, Shane. So tell me your thoughts on the new Beetlejuice.
Oh, there was, of course, absolutely no surprise this movie was going to take over #1.
Exactly.
And shockingly enough, it's a nice short movie.
Good.
In the sense of about an hour 40.
Okay, not bad.
44 minutes long to get in, get out. But like as I was watching it, it felt like it drug out somewhat. There were some scenes I felt like they was just it's taking a little too long to get to the point, and I think that was because of certain characters. One character in particular, who I think made this movie feel long for me, was Monica Bellucci. They set her up through Danny DeVito of all people. Yeah,
What? Really? He is? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
He's just some janitor in the afterlife, and where he gets electrocuted and triggers an event that brings Monica back to life. And I don't know how much I want to say.
All right.
It was too much. Well, I guess you could. Yeah. We can spoil her because
Okay.
But she allegedly is supposed to be the driving point of the plot to where her and Beetlejuice were married at one time.
Oh no, really? Okay.
She's seeking revenge.
Okay.
And we just spend the whole movie, she just kind of randomly pops in and out where she's doing something. She's a soul sucker.
Okay.
But the movie is mainly based around Keaton and Ortega and Ryder.
Right.
And O'Hara. There are main players in this. Belushi, you just see her every now and then.
Right.
Until you get to the end, and it's just like, oh, there you are. Welcome back to the movie.
Okay.
Oh, and you're gone again. And it's like she was wasted. For those that don't know, Monica Bellucci, she probably more known for The Matrix, Reloaded, and Revolutions. She was the wife of the Frenchman.
Right.
Well, basically the lady that had the tight-fitting breast that
Oh, okay.
yeah, accentuated her features. But
You just got all the males listening now, so.
It's another great movie. I forgot to put that on deck. There's a great movie that she's in. It's a little crazy, but I think it's like shot in reverse. But anyway, so she just felt wasted. But yeah, directed by Tim Burton.
Right.
We got two writers here, Alfred Goh and Miles Mahler, who both worked on Wednesday, both worked on Smallville, both
okay.
worked on Spider-Man 2, probably the best Spider-Man movie, in my opinion. So, I was like, okay, decent writing talent there. And they're backed up with Seth Grahame-Smith, did Dark Shadows, Lego Batman, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Killer. So we got three writers underneath the direction of Tim Burton. Okay. As far as the story is going, it felt like watching the trailers, things I was looking at in the trailer, I'm predicting is what's going to happen in the movie, or at least guessing. And sure enough, they happened. They did throw some mix-ups in there. So I'll give them some credit for that. But for the most part, it felt like you watched the trailer, I think you watched the movie.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the tiny little finer details. We got Catherine O'Hara back, who's the original mom from the first movie.
Right.
Of course, the funeral they show in the trailer, that's of the dad, Charles.
Mm-hmm. I remember him.
They pretty much did him, I'm not gonna say they did him dirty, but they couldn't have him in the movie, of course. So they did his parts in claymation style. And the character he plays, allegedly in the afterlife, allegedly, but in the afterlife, he's a headless figure. So I was like, okay. Well, I guess they're still showing respect to him. I'll give him that. But as far as the story goes, I think it did justice for what was going on. As the trailer shows, they get to that point of, there's a second trailer that shows Lydia's, or somebody is up there in the attic saying, I can't believe I'm doing this. And yeah, it is Lydia. And of course, what she can't believe she's doing is she's about to summon Beetlejuice. That's in the trailer. But the reasoning is, of course, what I was suspecting. Something and she
Okay.
needs his help.
Okay.
Now, the reason why she needs his help, that one I'm not going to say anything about. It's a little convoluted.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's a little, that one goes a little bit off the, I don't want to say off the rails, but it does get a little, okay, I see what she did there. Because they, Lydia's this, as the trailer shows, she's this superstar paranormal TV show host.
Okay.
And Jen kind of really, they have a bad relationship. And I'm going to leave that one at that. The reason why they have a bad relationship, okay, go watch the movie. I'm going to leave that one at that. That's
Okay.
It kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, it's like I get it, but I don't get it. But they get further into detail of why they have such a bad relationship with each other. The mom, Catherine O'Hara, original mom, she is all into this. She's still doing her art stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She is about the paranormal. She stands with Lydia, but there's some, how do you say it, misunderstanding, non-understanding of why Jen has conflict with mom because of all that, the previous events. So they do tie a lot of stuff back to the original movie. Look at that. Michael Keaton, he was great.
Of course.
Back in full form fashion. But I'm sad to say, my first laugh in this movie was, we got what's his name, the actor, did I write him down in my notes? I did not. But if you've seen Pacific Rim,
Okay.
the two scientist guys, there was Charlie Day and there was the other guy. Charlie Day is the guy from Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah.
The other guy plays this priest, and as they're at the father's, Charles's, the original dad's funeral, he says something to her, and he's like an Irish priest, and she just, like, he's saying something to the mom,
Mm-hmm.
and she just looks at him and says, "What?" Because he says it so slurrily. Off to the winds and then to the future, and we go on and on, and she just looks at him and is like, "What?" And that was the first time I laughed. I think it was about like 17 minutes in, I think.
Wow.
Didn't get too many laughs out of this movie. I was expecting more to see out of like the sandworms, because they do showcase that in the trailers.
Okay.
We do get them, but not as much as I thought we would get. But we do get a lot of stuff from the afterlife, the underworld.
Okay.
A lot of that in this movie, and that was kind of interesting to see.
Well, I got a question.
I'm right down there.
I got a question. I know that in the original series, the homeowners, I think it was Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin was in. I know they're not featured in this, but is there any kind of mention of them, their characters in this, or any kind of from behind the scenes looking like their characters in the afterlife or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's like one line of dialogue about Lydia explaining to Jen Ortega about how they found their peace from the last movie.
Okay.
They moved on.
Okay, good.
But they moved on.
I'm glad they
They
did that.
completely took them out of the picture.
Yeah, I knew they did. And it wouldn't have looked, I mean, they're supposed to be dead, so they were supposed to look that young forever, and neither one of them would have looked like that. But, I mean, of course, with all the CGI and all this stuff, you could have made them look young. But still, I'm glad they explained it away. that's a good way to do it. So.
But yeah, the things they go through with this stuff, they kind of make Lydia look like a psychotic patient.
Makes sense, though.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She has these kind of random episodes. Jen's she's at a private school. She doesn't believe. This is where we got Ghostbusters Afterlife vibes from this movie, because Jen. This is the one. Probably the one thing about this movie that made me mad. She, during as being Lydia's daughter, she doesn't believe in ghosts.
Okay. I can see that.
The same thing happened with Phoebe and Ghostbusters Afterlife. Everybody goes until finally it's proven to you.
Right.
But now I believe. That just feels like you're copying something.
Well, they might be doing it.
They kind of make it work.
All right. Oh man.
I mean, overall, I think they did a good job with this. And we got William Dafoe in it too. He's like an
William Dafoe.
authority force. He died a movie star, played a cop.
Oh.
He's like this law enforcer.
Oh no.
Afterlife in the underworld, and his whole mission is to go get Beetlejuice. Things were quite enjoyable.
All right.
Gotta love William Dafoe.
Always do. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, guys, we'll get some more what's hot and what's not and all that good stuff with Shane B on this Movie Reviews Twisted Tuesday morning and so much more. So don't you dare move away from that radio dial. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, you and I are going to be talking more movies, more conclusion on Beetlejuice, and what else is hot and not, and what might be coming out this weekend. All that's after this short break on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Ooh, good morning, guys. All right. Good morning, Audria. Glad you're back. What's up, Eliza? Good morning to you, or afternoon to you in South Africa. Good afternoon to you in South Africa, yes.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Ellsworth Insurance, located here in Newton, Georgia.
Ooh.
Independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com 770-755-7053.
I gotta mention Bob.
Okay.
This is a whole cross reference of. Oh man.
Check out Tips and Pals on their Facebook page. Rosemary has extensive certification in dog psychology, is an AKC certified evaluator, and Victoria Stillwell certified.
Let's see, get rid of this.
Tips and Pals Facebook for more information. Rosemary wants
I don't know how many,
to adopt, don't shop,
Captain.
Are you looking for a reliable dental practice that not only cares about your teeth, but is friendly to you? How about one that offers great deals and new patient promotions? Well, your search is over. Most Valuable Smiles in downtown Eatonton, Georgia is committed to giving you the biggest and brightest smile. Right now, get a $99 new patient special, including x-rays and exam. Maybe you're looking for veneers. Most Valuable Smiles veneer special includes one free veneer with every 5
You liked him? No, and they just can't. They just beat the crap out of the roof. Oh, Captain Hot Buns. Definitely prayers for his truck. Patriots truck. All right. Stay with us, guys. We're about to come back. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. About 35 minutes past the hour. We're cold and holding around 60 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. All right, we're back with Shane B here doing movie reviews. Let's conclude this on the Beetlejuice movie. Got to say happy birthday going out to Corey, turning 48 today. That is Cher's son. Happy birthday to him. Let's talk about this. You said you had something to mention from the movie? Bob, okay.
If you remember in the original movie, there was like this big body creature with a shrunken head.
Uh-huh.
Original movie when Beetlejuice was sitting there in the lobby of the afterlife.
Yep.
And in this one, they've kind of recruited a whole population of them, whatever they're working in the office. But there's one in particular they focus on. Bob is played by Kirk Killington, who's done some work for a lot of work for Star Wars, Rogue One, Solo. Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
But I found it interesting that they named him Bob. Because he's working with Michael Keaton, who was Batman, and Bob was the name of the main henchman of Joker, Jack Nicholson, in that movie. When we also get Penguin, so played by Danny DeVito, who's in this movie. Makes me think that this movie connected to the Batman universe in some kind of alternative timeline. Let's stop thinking too far into that. I just found it a little hilarious. They named that guy Bob.
There you go. Well, they probably did. They probably threw it. That was probably in there on purpose to make it have some kind of Easter egg to connect it to Batman, just because, of course, Michael Keaton came back as his Batman character in the Flash movie a few years back. So, there's probably something there, and with Danny DeVito in this. I'd like to see a rehash of Michael Keaton playing Batman at his age, of course, I know in the movie, I guess the Flash movie, he dies, but we could always have him do some movie and everything with all the characters being older.
I don't know. We may get it.
I'd like to see it.
They're allegedly gonna restart the DCU.
Okay.
Or the DCEU under the DCU.
Okay.
All things are possible right now. These movie studios are just giving up, especially Marvel and Disney and just anyway.
Well, couldn't they with the Batman, couldn't they have him pass as he's older? Batman pass the legacy on to the next one. I mean, to a Robin or whatever. Wasn't there another Batman he passed it on to in a cartoon series or something like that? Couldn't they do that in the movie where I'm getting too old for this and I'm going to pass this along to the next generation?
They easily could. The question is if they will.
That's it.
Because we definitely had Nightwing, Redwing.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it was.
Somebody else too.
That's right.
Mantle was passed on to.
Yeah, that's who it was. Nightwing. That's right.
Easily do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they'd be willing to take that chance. I don't know. I think people would like to see it.
I think they would love to see Michael Keaton. I was excited to see him in The Flash. That was, to me, one of the best parts of that movie when I watched that movie was him reprising his role as the Batman. And it just threw me back to the original series that he was in back in the 90s. And I was thinking about Prince's songs. And, all that stuff was coming up, Shane, when I saw that. I was like, this would be cool to do this, And then him doing Beetlejuice again. I was like, okay. So, all right, guys, let's go. Is there any movies coming out this weekend, Shane, that may knock Beetlejuice out of the number one spot? Or do you go ahead? Oh, here we go. What?
Switch over 1 second.
All right. What are y'all six speeding over there for? What? Thomas, thank you for coming back. Good morning to you. The Simpsons. You love The Simpsons, yeah. Don't know what it has to do with Batman, but I'm Batman.
The best thing I see coming out here is, that I've noticed, it's going to be this movie called Speak No Evil.
Okay.
With James McAvoy.
Okay, it probably won't take.
Professor X.
Okay.
This X-Men series that's been going on.
Right.
And it's just watching the trailers of it. It just looks corny, cheesy, typical, stereotypical. I'm not buying it.
Right.
I don't see it. I don't see this movie getting
Nope.
higher than 5.
I see that. With the movies that are out in the top 5 right now, yes, I can see that. I mean,
I think, if I had to guess, I think Beetlejuice, it'll stay number 1. And Speak No Evil might take number 2, but it's going to fight with
Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, I know. And Deadpool and Wolverine, it's like you and I were talking. I believe I can see them taking the number 1 spot one more time. I really can. They did it 4 times and lost it and then went back and took it. I can see them taking the number 1 spot one more time. I say Beetlejuice is going to do good for a second week in a row. Beetlejuice. And then, then that might be the end of it.
Yeah, it's really family friendly.
Good. Good.
It's not as, how do you say, shockingly grotesque in the ways of the original movie.
Okay.
It is really kid friendly.
Good.
It does have a good story.
Cartoon feel. Yeah.
Things I'm not trying to spoil. But you got to follow along with it. They do bounce around a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a couple stories going on. But I think it's more focused towards the parents, the ones of us that grew up with that.
The original. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna go see it.
Well, I can see that.
So, yeah, I don't see the Speak No Evil doing much at all. Oh, and speaking of Tim Burton,
Okay.
works. Of course, this movie was scored by Danny Elfman. It was so great to hear that. That was wow. That was one thing that encapsulated me to begin with for this movie was hearing that opening thing, that Beetlejuice thing. It was kind of like a re-vibrance of the Beetlejuice theme, but did not defer horribly off of the original. And it felt more bold and dynamic. And it just sounded great. So
Good.
kudos to Tim and Danny working together again. And Tim Burton has now got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I heard about that.
Even though you got to pay for that thing.
Yeah, I know.
Really mean.
Yeah. Sounds fun to me. Oh my goodness. Like I said, it sounds good. I said everything sounds good. Sounds like it's going to be another good weekend for families. I think Deadpool Wolverine's going to stay there. Reagan's going to stay there. Look, this new movie might not knock Alien down. That's about all I'm going to say. Wow. I don't know why they're calling in the middle of my show. Con artist calling. Hey, you want more insurance? Sorry about that, guys. I don't understand what's going on. All right, let's see here. We got about 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. And before we let you go, Shane, anything you like to tell us what's hot, what's not, right quick and everything?
September 15th, we got a limited re-release. I don't know how this is going to work. Blazing Saddles.
No. Is it the original?
Local listings. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Release. Check your local listings. This is supposed to, it's limited.
I'm sure it is.
Exactly which theaters this is going to pop up in. I hope it comes somewhere near me.
I know you want to go see it.
See if they edit out the good stuff.
I sure hope not. They have to edit it for television, and it's in movie theaters, so they'll have the original. Oh my goodness, that's really gonna be one that some people are gonna be pulling their hair out for.
That makes me a little nervous. But what I'm seeing that's kind of hot right now is just one I noticed on Netflix. It's a show called Chaos.
Okay.
Starring Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum back on.
Yeah.
Because life finds a way. He's playing the character of Zeus, and it's like a modern day adaptation of the Greek gods.
Yeah, I've seen the previews.
Sarah, Poseidon, Hades, all of them. But they're set in like a modern day. So I'm wondering if the show is going to be like that re-imaging or imagination they did of the Leonardo DiCaprio, Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, I hope not. That was
I've seen a trailer for it, and it was like, I might check this out. And a buddy of mine, he's watched like the first 4 episodes. He's like, man, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Whoa. Okay.
This one out. I have something prepared for that next week.
Do it. Well, tell everybody how to follow you. Go ahead.
No.
Tell everybody how to follow you and all that good stuff that's coming up for you, Shane.
We are Sick2210 on YouTube. I'm not sure when I'm going to stream next. Just stay tuned.
Yep.
We're going to stream probably Wednesday.
Okay.
There's some things I want to talk about, but it's not too much of movie stuff. It's just getting to other world topics.
Okay.
Sundays on Level Lair to 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We do a show where we talk about a little bit of everything. We get into movies. We'll probably talk more Beetlejuice then, maybe a little more spoiler.
Uh-oh.
As far as it sits right now with this whole Leave the World Behind fiasco that's going on, I have to re-upload that video. I'm waiting to see what the re-upload is going to do, see if they're going to strike me down again before I release part 2. That's just a waiting process.
Waiting game. Yes, it is.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys, for that. All right, we'll have Shane back here on next week on Tuesday morning talking about some what's hot, what's not, movie reviews, and more. I want to thank Shane for being with us. We're going to take a break and come back, and we'll close out the show after this. All right, brother, that's good as always.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry.
And you need to go get you some rest, brother. Need to get you some rest. We'll talk to you next week, my friend. All right, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know yet,
Okay.
but I am putting an application with the. I'm trying to get on board with fully.
Okay.
With Clayton County Sheriff's Department. I don't know if that's going to affect anything, but I will keep you updated.
Please do. Let me know, brother. Let me know. But then again, you can tell them, hey, I get to do movie reviews on Tuesday in the radio there, and I could talk about the sheriff's department too.
Anything I'll figure it out.
It's no problem. Just let me know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, got you.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.
Bring you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken 31. Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
The House of Light brings clarity to your
Randall's cracking everybody up this morning. He always does. He's funny as all out.
practitioners, services, classes, and wisdom, plus the tools to support you in our retail space.
At Newton, wow, local matters. Local keeps our families and businesses thriving. Wow takes pride in serving the Newton and Peachtree City communities and supporting Coweta County charities and events. For the fastest local internet, call 770.
I am Apostle Deborah Harris, Pastor Apostle of Kingdom Connected Ministries International at 121 Hillwood Circle, Noonan, Georgia. Presenting.
Got to go to work. Take care, everyone. Captain Hot Buns. Carlton, the doorman. I know, right?
Advancing the kingdom of God in this
He.
Join us each Tuesday at 1 a.m. with guests
Woo!
sharing their faith, business, and ministry.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bruce Wayne. Thanks for joining us here at Hope Happiness Economy. The show that we talk about things that help you live your life,
Doc's got some Rage Against the Machine as his background music. Dr. Lewis Boynton. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. We're getting ready to close out the show. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is our 9/11 show. We also should have Histories and Mysteries, Sally Toole joining us. And I want to hear from you guys on where you were when it happened. That's going to happen tomorrow on the show. Plus, we'll get you updated on the debate tonight. It's between Trump and Harris. It's going to be held on ABC, 9 p.m. I'm going to be checking that out. Hopefully, it doesn't make me want to turn it off and go to sleep. I hope that they show respect to one another and not call names like 2-year-olds. You're a poopy head. No, you're a poopy head. As an independent, I want to know their thoughts on AI, the future of jobs, what they're going to do with shootings that are going on in schools, inflation. That's what I want to know about. I don't care about whether or not that they, who they dating and everything. I can care less about all that. I can care less about all that. And me, like most independents, want to know what they're going to do, not who they're doing. Okay. And I'm not saying they are. I'm just using it as an example. All right. We'll talk about that tomorrow too. Oh man, what a day it's going to be. Which of these successful movie spinoff shows you like the best? Looks like Back to the Future got 38% of the votes, 29 going to Beetlejuice, 24 going to Other, and 9% with Goosebumps. That is our poll question. Oh, it's going to turn out good for you. Share for sure. All right. Stay tuned. Coming up, it is Last Hour Broadcast with Apostle Deborah Harris, sponsored by Union City Church from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll follow that up with the Terrell Scott Ministries from Passion Life Church from 11 to noon Eastern Standard Time. 12 to 2 p.m. is the Sports Beat. 12 to 2 p.m. is Rod Peterson's show live with Rod Peterson, Moose, and the crew. It's the Tuesday show. 2 to 3 is the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge, who was a guest this morning. And 3 to 5, Braves Country Radio. Rick Smith takes over at 5. And at 6 p.m. is Drew and Cole with Talk Football, Tuesdays and Thursdays, same time, 6 to 8 p.m. So tune in for that. That's all on the network. And at 8 p.m. will be, of course, Chris Palmy Talk Show. And we'll follow that up with other programming to midnight. We're back here tomorrow morning. Don't be running that chop saw with your hand in the way. Make sure you be careful there, Pete. All right. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. Treat everybody with the utmost respect, because if you can't do that, if you can't treat people with respect, they can't treat you with respect. Yeah. They don't like to hear us get along. And I'm going to check out what somebody sent me. I think it was in a pinch, his pictures and everything. Thank you, Thomas. We hope we get you some sports ways there. Always be careful. Yes, later, guys. You have a good day. Sweet Leaf says good morning, good evening, good afternoon. See you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday for the Weird Wednesday edition, but we're going to call it the 9/11 show. Till we meet again, have a great day. Like to turn this off first. There you go. You have a good day, brothers and sisters. We thank you very much. We'll see you guys on the, as they would say, the flip side.